Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Did you snuff? Is it true?
No, I don't do that.
It wasn't you?
No.
I could have swore it was you.
No, it wasn't.
And I understand there's a new tradition. Can you explain this tradition to us? Because we're trying to explain it to everybody. So, go ahead.
Is this the snuff machine?
The snuff machine. So,
Okay, it's actually from the neighboring country,
oh, it's a neighboring country snuff machine.
Namibia.
Okay.
It originated back there. But those guys, they do it a little bit more hardcore than we do. They don't put in menthol snuff like we do. They put in red pepper. Yeah, a red pepper like in red cayenne pepper or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay,
if
so
they've
we
got
got
somebody
off-
that's
we got off
really
lucky then.
full of it, then they don't they take the snuff, and when the people doesn't look, they take it out and they put the red pepper in there. Your nostrils actually starts bleeding the next morning, they say.
Oh my
But
god.
we're pretty
You were
mellow
bleeding?
here.
So why don't you do that for
Remember?
us?
did get a
He
bloody
did
nose.
get a
Because I
bloody
actually
nose.
like you guys.
Oh, jeez.
Wow, we appreciate that. Can you imagine if you kept your eyes open? He actually said close
If you
your
had
eyes.
done that trick though, Lucas, you would have done that to him.
Imagine what your hunt would be like today if you'd have done that last night. I can't
see water. At least you'll have an excuse.
can't see
if
my
you-
feet.
That's
you
true.
win
Yeah, I didn't
something.
have an excuse before,
Oh,
so
missed it.
airball.
Miss is always okay.
It's in the crease.
In the crease.
In the
Put it in the
crease.
In the
crease.
crease. You've got it.
I
See?
know. You dream about it, you do it, and then you do it in real life. In the crease.
Wait a second, what are we talking about again?
I'm about to say.
You dream about it, and then you do it, and then you... Never
She
mind.
had
Something about
dreams
the
last
crease.
night about killing a kudu.
Okay. Oh, we're talking
She
about
woke
hunting
me
again.
up.
And
in the middle
Herman
of the
said
night.
in the crease so many times in my dream that today I was like, in the crease. And I got it in the crease.
And your kudu
She
was...
took it in the crease.
If it flies, it dies. If it crawls, it falls. If it's brown, it's down. Whack 'em and stack.
Welcome to the RNA Outdoors podcast, fueled by Ripcord Arrow Rest and First Light Hunting Apparel. At RNA, we are public land DIY conservationists that love to share our passion for the outdoors. So join us and our team as we interview professionals in the industry to share insight knowledge that helps make hunters and anglers more successful.
I'm sorry.
So where are we right now?
He's asking you a question.
Where are we right now?
You're in South Africa, in the Limpopo province, at Eland Safaris.
Eland Safaris.
Eland Safaris.
Limpopo.
In the Limpopo.
You're on an African hunting safari.
We are whacking and stacking extraordinaires is what we are.
What's that? How's that go?
If it's brown, it's down.
Let's do that again.
Okay.
He's only said it.
If it flies, it dies. If it crawls, it falls. If it's brown, it's down. Whack 'em and stack.
That's the first time I've heard that this week. I actually told him, I said, if I was to design him a company logo, it would be WSP. It's whack 'em, stack 'em, and pack 'em.
Nice. That
like
sounds
that.
great.
I've already built
Sold.
a business for him and business card. Whack 'em, stack 'em, and pack 'em.
He just has to say yes.
You know, he actually had to set the microphone down because his glass had needed ice and some more.
Just a little bit of ice.
Just a little bit. Is that brandy in there or? Okay. Are we going South African again?
Clippers Forth.
but I don't put in coke. I put in
I don't know. How do you read it?
Oh.
Clippers Forth. Sounds right.
the water.
It's the disinfect. I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time?
Disinfecting the water.
Oh my gosh.
I'm putting some water with the brandy. The brandy is actually not a big drinker. I just disinfect the water so it's safe to drink.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
you're
wait a second. That water's out
purified.
We use
of a
chlorine. He
purified
uses brandy.
bottle. I don't understand.
The ice, maybe.
Oh, it was the ice. He's disaffecting the ice. I don't know if Alex would appreciate you saying that on national podcast.
Probably not, because everybody's gonna come here. Is the water safe? So yeah.
That was the first question
Yeah.
I asked you.
Can
I drink
Can
this
we
ice?
brush our teeth with the water?
Yeah, it's fine. But no, some guys, they've got an excuse about normally they blame it on the water, not the 3 or 4 bottles of red wine they did last night.
No, Derek's
exactly.
excuse was
Brandy.
his diarrhea. We blamed it on the brandy. Turns out
It
that
wasn't the-
no, it's me shooting things. Immediately diarrhea.
You see,
That
so,
sounds shitty.
So you need to ask your customers and see.
I get
she said,
nervous.
so tomorrow you're gonna be in camp then, and she can go on her own hunting then. What's the budget? And I can tell you what you can shoot.
The
There is
budget
no-
is
it's
how much
open.
toilet paper
Is
are
it
you going to bring
open?
in this stand?
He has to leave for a while.
She's paying
How
for
does
it.
that one next to the TV look like? That black and white one.
Wait, what?
The black and white one next to the TV.
Oh, I like that one. That's really nice.
How much are those ones?
No, the budget is open.
There's nothing, there's no
There's
price
a
tag
big
on
one.
anything.
I know
there.
I've seen that they're always just
Oh,
standing
that
there.
40+ inch.
Just whack them and stack them, and we figure it out later. They may have payment plans.
He did all the
If
calculations.
you kill a sable, I can guarantee you from then on your whole hunting career that just started a couple of days back, it's gone.
Yeah, I know.
It's finished.
I know.
Why
are you kicking
You'll never
wires?
get anything to
Yeah,
look forward to.
I know, that's what I
Because that's
feel.
the Rolls Royce of South Africa.
That's why it's called
to
a
make
sing.
sure
that they're all.
Yeah.
If you want
I
to
did not know
Oh, I
that.
thought you were just tying
Don't
her
tell
out.
him
no,
that.
that's the
Oh,
ultimate.
yeah.
That's
In
the
South
worst.
Africa,
Sable.
that's the best. Okay, unless roan antelope as well, but
I
that's
thought
not
it'd be
very
a Cape
common.
Buffalo.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
big
no,
five.
that's
you're
big
talking
five.
his
That's a different
language.
one.
The Cape Buffalo's not a big
that's
five, is it?
Good, but it's
Yes, yes, yes,
on,
yes,
on the
yes.
plains game. The sable is the
It's
one
on the
you
list.
want to do.
Oh, she needs a refill.
She won't.
I'm already feeling it. Do not give me a refill.
Oh, no, she's doing good. She's doing good.
Oh, so he
Vodka
comes.
cranberry, I believe.
Yeah, that bottom cranberry and
Oh
You
my
can leave your headset on,
gosh.
Oh,
Derek.
she's doing fine. She's doing fine.
Okay, so maybe
Okay,
what we
so
do is we
focus.
need to introduce everyone here at the table.
Oh, we definitely do. Hi, I'm Jason Quick.
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm the illustrious sidekick.
That's right.
That's what he always calls me, so it must be true.
Amongst a lot of other things.
Well, he does call me a few other
This will
things.
be the
Most
first
of them are
time
flattering.
that Jason and I have done a podcast in Africa, though. So
That is true. First time doing a podcast in Africa. That's very true. It's because it's Lucas's first time in Africa.
that's right. And you're how many times?
I don't know. I lost count of 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9.
And your son's been here 3.
He's been here 3 times.
And who's
Yeah.
your son?
I'm Wyatt Quick.
And what's your
I'm
story?
the son of the
Tell us your
sidekick.
life story right now.
My life,
How
my
old are
life
you?
story. I'm 14.
How many times you been to Africa?
3.
And how many trophy animals have you shot?
Too many.
Too many?
Oh,
Is that an
that is
answer?
not
That
true.
means you can go
14.
home.
He's 14.
Oh, gosh.
There's
I
never
heard
too
you shot a
many.
pretty big impala one time.
Oh yeah, that was the first time. Second animal.
Not quite as big as Big Dave left. He
No,
got
it's
scared
okay.
of the microphone.
That's all right.
That's just
Wyatt,
vodka.
when you came the first time, you were 7 years old. And how many animals did you take on your first trip?
7.
Too strong.
7 for 7?
7 animals on his first trip.
Yeah, I just stirred it a couple times, Meredith. You'll
Is
be
it
fine.
a double?
It's a lot.
Double? Single?
Meredith, you're fine.
So
I know it's
speaking
going
of
to be gone in a minute.
Speaking of first trips, we've got
Oh, yeah.
Derek and Meredith here.
Yep.
Meredith, we should start with Meredith. Is it your first time?
It's my first time.
Is it your first time for like everything? Is that what we're talking about?
Yep, first time for everything.
Never
So-
killed an animal
Nope.
with a bow or gun or anything.
Nope.
So your first, let's see, your first day here, or was it your second day here?
Well, first day we arrived like at 3, and then we just chilled. And so I guess take the second day. Oh wait,
So-
second day? No,
Second
second day you
day-
did everything. Third day and fourth day.
Yeah, her
So you got
first
to-
day she got here, she shot, and I didn't feel very confident in
I
her
missed.
shooting skills. And so I wanted her to practice when we got back to lunch,
Wasn't my fault though.
and I had already killed an impala.
Just so everybody knows, Meredith lipped. It was the bow.
It was tweaking the bow. Wasn't
Okay.
my fault because Derek missed also. So
Oh,
It's never
okay.
the Indian.
It's never the
It's
Indian.
always the hero.
And we have been having
It was my
Cowboys
fault,
versus.
100% my fault. It was not hers.
Dude, that's impressive.
Yep, that was
That's
my
impressive to just step up like that. and
She
take
was
the
shooting
hit.
good, and I
He'll never
decided
do
to change some stuff
Yep.
before we came, and it was a
Nailed
bad
it.
decision.
What kind of bow are you shooting?
Bowtech carbon fiber.
I like that.
I don't
Actually,
know.
I've been told that I have
At
to
least
have
she
you.
knows what she's shooting.
I've been told that I have to have you show your bow to Wyatt because it might be something that he might like.
It's pretty legit. All the boys want to hold it.
Now, I don't know what we're talking about again. We just digressed.
Why are you laughing?
I'm drinking vodka, so anything goes. Right
That's
now.
okay. So
I don't know how you
she's
follow
got-
that up.
She's
That's
got
true.
a long draw length, so I tried her on a lot of the girls' bows, and she doesn't quite fit. It's just like a half inch too short for most bows. So I got her the new Carbon Icon men's bow, and it's 3.1 pounds, so it's super light.
Dang.
And yeah, it's been good.
And
And we've been slow. She's shot bows off and on, but not consistently. So it was a big step up to try to get her to the 45-pound like minimum for coming here.
Because I was only shooting, pulling back like 42.
Like consistently 40 was, she could shoot it.
Yeah, by
No
myself.
problems. As soon as I'd bump it up, it would hurt her. So
well, that
we
muscle
got
is-
her. We got her back, and I think she even pulled the kudu completely by herself today with just adrenaline. I didn't even touch the bow.
I don't remember
So it's
anything.
cranked up to
so.
48 pounds, and I've been kind of helping her a little bit. And, yep. Oh, I kind of spoiled it a little bit.
Well, so the third day, I
So her
killed.
second day,
So it was yeah. So the third day being in South Africa, we saw a blessed buck, and they said it was good size and whatever. And so then I just figured out the spot, the spot you're supposed to shoot it.
You the crease?
Well, it wasn't the crease. Well, yes,
Oh.
I didn't know the crease, but yes, so like above the shoulder, but I think it was a little bit too far back. There was a reason why. I forget why I did that, but
Probably because us
She made a
Americans
perfect-
might have told you this is where
Yeah.
we think
Yeah.
you should shoot it.
Yeah.
And
It
we
said
only
right
shoot
behind the
things a little bit
shoulder.
too back.
yeah. So
and
I
she
did that.
shot a double long right behind the shoulder on a nice blessed buck.
Even though, yeah. And so then that was my first one.
Now, when you say that was your first one, that was your
Yeah.
first animal that you've ever taken.
Ever
ever.
in my life. Like I've never even killed a bunny or like anything or like
She's
a mouse.
never.
And what was the feeling? How would you describe it?
I was like excited more for like what I accomplished for him. Like I was really excited to like for him to see me do that. I think.
It was a sharing moment for husband and wife.
Yeah, there's a really good photo too.
And you understand it now, like, because he's hunted for many years, and he's probably told you stories, and you're like, I don't care
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
whatever.
I love the animal, but
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
you're living that. So.
Yeah, so I woke up this morning and I was like, I just dreamed about shooting a kudu multiple times. Like, and I was like, I've never dreamt in my life about killing anything in my life. And so that was really weird. And he's like, welcome to the club.
And explain that to us because that story that you told me was, in my opinion, just totally awesome. So you shot your first animal, and then we saw the kudu. You
Yeah.
saw the kudu
Yeah.
before, and then there was a conversation about it, and then everybody started talking about it, right? And then last night when you went to bed,
Yeah, so when I went to bed last night, I don't know. I just was like, when I killed the blessed buck, Herman, our PH, he was like showing us on the blessed buck, like right here is where you want to get it. In the crease. And he over.
Shoot it in the crease.
And I was like, okay, the crease. Okay, so then I went to bed saying in the crease, like over and over, seeing this kudu, and I was like, I could do that, So then today, when my husband was going to shoot the wildebeest, I was kind of like, I don't know, I was kind of annoyed a little bit, I'm just to be honest, because it was like not
Because I've
happening.
killed a bunch
And we were just
already.
there for a while, and I'm like, I know kudu's going to come in, and so I'm like, he was getting ready to shoot the wildebeest, and I was like pointing to the right. I'm like, it's right there. And so he's like, okay. So he backed out of the way, and in the crease it went.
and we actually have that on footage, which is pretty friggin' incredible.
Yeah, and we
And you
heard
made
it fall.
Full pass through,
Yeah.
arrow just 45-yard pull and right through. Incredible.
Yeah, tried jumping over a tree and didn't quite make it.
Yep.
And isn't that weird how you envision something, possibly even dream about it, and then you basically accomplish it. And
And
then
you watch the Illuminok just bury right where you're aiming.
that was pretty cool. I have to admit, that was about as cool as it gets. It's like you painted a purple dot,
For
purple
sure.
dot on the spot. And then what I find really neat about this whole thing is you understand, because I saw the video footage after of you taking the animal, and your hand was shaking, and I'm assuming that you've heard people say that. Your husband tell you about the excitement and the adrenaline rush and all that stuff as that stuff happens, and you probably thought, whatever, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And then living that, how would you describe it?
Well, it's funny because with the blessed buck, like Herman and Derek were shaking, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like, I was just like, I shot it. Like, I don't know.
And that was your first one, right?
Yeah, and I was like, that's neat. Good. I'm proud for him, And then this one was different because I had played it over and over and over, I guess. And then I was like, it happened, I don't know. But only the one hand was shaking. It was really weird. I don't know.
Was it
And
emotional, your first one? Was it?
My first one emotional? Okay, so I'm going to be really honest. Once it was dead, I don't want to see them die. So it was really great that it went away and it died and we found it. But I was like, oh, it's pretty, that's sad. But it's okay. I talk myself out of it. It's okay. It's cute. It's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Do you remember
Yeah.
how good it tasted the other night?
Yeah, so the steak was really good. That actually,
had
it really
kudu,
does help.
first night.
That honestly helps.
Oh, we had those kudu steaks the
Yeah.
first night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, that helps.
But isn't it different? I mean, you said you've been shooting paper targets, you've been doing 3D, but then when you're sitting behind a bow with a live animal there, it's...
Yeah, because
and you-
they can do anything. They can just move. And I've witnessed that with my husband. I'm like, go faster because it's going to move. So, yeah. It's
Derek, what she's
different.
talking about? Go faster. It's going to move.
She's
He just laughed.
What?
He just laughed.
You're running away? Take the microphone. Speak up, man. I tell
He's
you.
mute.
He's mute.
He's
you
mute
muted
the
him?
blind. and
She's
he's mute
probably
tonight.
referring to not on this trip, but other trips. I tend to shoot things in the rear.
In the rear.
I've killed.
We're doing selfies now. We're getting video footage.
Yeah.
This is so everything
And just
happens. Peace,
now
everybody.
she's seeing how the animals move, and she'll be like, "Why'd you shoot in the butt?" And I'm like, "Well, it was broadside, and I shot, and it moved. It's 80 yards, so it moved, and I hit it right in the butt, and it dropped it. So lucky me." Like,
It's true. I mean, things
but
happen.
yeah, things happen, especially when it's like at 80 yards. But even when we're seeing these things at 20 and 30, these warthogs that just like flinch for no reason, they can be sitting there eating or drinking, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what they hear, but they just move like super fast. And
They have ADD here.
yeah, I haven't had one personally like jump the string or drop, but they will. But it's just more like watching them, and they just move. And so, yeah.
That's so true. I find it very interesting here in Africa. One, I think the animals are tougher than the American animals, in my opinion. But at the same time, their anatomy is a little different, so that
Yeah.
throws us all off. So we're probably not doing
Yeah.
our job as well as we should.
Right, I feel like I have a leg up in that sense because you guys have that bad habit.
Well, you don't know any different, right? You're
They just
watch-
tell me where to shoot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tell her
Yeah,
to shoot
even
in
in
the crease, and she
3D,
doesn't.
3D tournaments, I'm like, hey, aim right here, and she'll do it. I'm like,
Anything you tell me.
she's
sure.
never even shot past 20 yards, but when it's a 44-yard shot, I'm like, hey, hold your yellow
Orange
pin.
pin.
I'm like, hold your yellow pin right at the top of its back, even with its leg, and she'll shoot, and it just drops in there perfect. And she doesn't know what's going on. I'm like, perfect shot. She makes her bevel level, holds her grip good, and just lets it go.
I don't know if you just heard what she said. I'll do whatever he says.
Yeah,
you
she
might
does.
want to.
We've
When
got
this
that on the
comes out,
record.
you might want to copy that out. You
Yeah.
know,
On the record.
on the record, and you can play it back whenever you need it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So for me, like hunting my whole life, shooting behind the shoulder has been really hard. Yeah, here you shoot like in front
You go
of
right in
where
the shoulder, 'cause
you go
that-
in the shoulder.
In the crease.
The bone goes in,
crease right there.
and then it pops out.
In the crease.
Yep,
Okay,
in the
we're
crease.
getting visuals. Everybody on the podcast.
On the Eland.
We're getting Eland Safari visuals, and it's very hard to,
The triangle.
the triangle.
It's the triangle on every animal.
But
Which is
what
about
is
6
different,
inches further forward than I've
Yeah,
typically.
what we're used to, right?
But what's interesting is, so like with your wildebeest, like they were like, oh, don't shoot. Like I didn't even think that the air would go through the animal, so you got to watch out for things behind it. Like that's something I would never think
Oh,
about.
yeah. You get 2 for 1.
Yeah, so I'm like, why isn't he just shooting us right there? But then he's like, I've got to think about all these other objects. So it was interesting with your wildebeest, you just turned a little bit and you knew that the
I
feed
prepared
was there.
myself, for if it did blow straight through, it was going to hit something and not another animal.
Oh, right.
Or I tried to hit the opposite shoulder bone. But yeah, you don't really trust that.
Yeah.
My warthog, I aimed for the opposite bone, and it.
Your warthog was nasty, that video.
Dude, it was great.
Amazing.
What was that?
It was
His
tweaking out.
warthog.
The warthog.
The
Oh,
blood.
they've got videos of all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
How far did that warthog go?
He went about 80 yards. So I've shot, on this trip, I shot a Impala that went about 80 yards, and that was a far back shot. I don't know how it even died, to be honest. It
It's before he knew in the
clipped
crease.
very back corner of both lungs. And then I got a warthog, and I shot him way forward, and he only made it about 60 yards. And then a wildebeest right through the heart. That one made it about 75 yards, and we watched him die. And
Gim's
then,
book took a bajillion years to find.
and then tonight, I shot a zebra, and I shot him like 3 inches higher than where I was aiming. And he actually dropped
Right there.
right there.
You spined them.
I spined him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he
Hey, they
didn't
can't
even-
run off when they're spined.
Yeah.
They don't go nowhere.
It doesn't make for a polite or delightful ending, but they can't go anywhere. So
Yeah.
And
There
you're-
wasn't a whole lot of tracking.
Today we killed a kudu in sight.
Did not track it.
Wildebeest in sight. Yeah, and the
Zebra.
zebra.
it's good to watch them
Insight.
drop in sight.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Lucas can vouch for that today.
I'll beg to differ.
About your brown
It's
common
okay, Meredith.
lizard
I'll give you.
and your Nyala.
Yeah.
Because they both fall within 50 yards from the blind.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You got
was
video
that?
of that, right?
So today, in our stand, we had probably how many Inyala come in? 30, 40 different Inyala.
Wow.
At least
About 20 bulls.
we had probably, I don't know, I would say probably 30 to 40 Impala. I mean, there were so many animals coming into
Okay, we're going there tomorrow.
our blind. There was a lot of Impala there, and then the Blesbuck came in, the regular Blesbuck, and then 3 white Blesbucks came in. So it kind of shifted gears because we were focusing on an Inyala that we had a couple times at like 25 to 26 yards, but we just couldn't get a shot. And then the Blesbuck came in, and the first one he came right into the water, and 21, 22 yards, hammered him. He ran up within plain sight, within probably 50 yards, and keeled over. And then we were waiting on the white Blesbuck because Petrie's like, hey, how cool would it be to have a photo with a white Blesbuck and a regular Blesbuck? So
That would be
we
cool.
waited, and 2 came to water, and the one that we wanted to shoot just stood there. Of course,
I'm not going
the
to water.
smart
I
one,
do not want to die.
the smart one, and he didn't come to water, and we didn't get an opportunity to shoot one of the white Blesbucks, but the Inyala gave us the opportunity, and about 26 yards, just pinwheeled him in the shoulder, and he ran up, and basically within probably 10, 20 yards of the Blesbuck, he keeled over there too. So yeah, the Inyala did. So it was pretty cool. Because my last 2 days, I hit my kudu, hit him in the bottom of the heart, and he continued to go for 2 more hours.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And then my Impala, we're still trying to figure all that out. So, but anyway, yeah, it's nice to see them drop right there in front of you or within plain sight versus them having to get your trackers out and trying to find the animal. So,
And today Wyatt's had a pretty fun day. Not that the rest of the week hasn't been, or the rest of the. How many days have we been hunting? 2 days. 3.
It's day
No,
4
we've
for
been
us.
here.
It's day 3 for you.
It's already day 3. Dang, that means we're like.
Yeah,
getting
what did
close
you
to
kill this trip?
What did
mister?
Wyatt kill?
That.
No, I
Well,
want to hear his.
yeah, Wyatt's way more fun than I am. That's just the way it is.
Oh no.
So,
I mean, I
ahead, son.
guarantee you, no one
well,
else
this morning,
in this room
so
maybe
You
has
have a
even killed what you
crossbow,
killed.
right?
yeah, we were shooting the crossbow, and I was getting used to it, and we went over to where was that?
Beats me. We're at some water hole.
Yeah, it was just some water hole in a blind, and this pig or warthog walks in, and as it comes up, Alex, our guide, says $100. You could shoot it. It only had one tusk, but it was huge, like, well, not huge, but big, and it just walks up, quarters away. I shoot it right in that back pocket. Goes straight
crease?
through. Yeah.
right in the crease.
How far did it go, do you think?
Actually, it went probably 65, 70 yards, but it was in thick cover, so we couldn't see it. But
Yeah,
we
but
saw
there was a-
the video footage showed within the first step blood
Yeah, it
coming out.
It was
So,
right there, and it went straight through. Perfect.
Yeah. What do you think about shooting a crossbow? That was pretty
That
cool,
was pretty
wasn't
fun.
it?
It was
So your first time?
first time shooting a crossbow and my first ever arrow kill.
So we kind of called that half cowboys, half Indians. We hadn't quite figured out where that lies.
Well, that's
You'll
all
like
Dave.
my bow.
Dave is throwing out the whole Cowboys and Indians thing. So, and I'm not sure who's ahead, but I have a feeling that the
I'm
Indians are
hoping the Indians.
starting to.
I think
play
the,
ahead a
the
little bit.
Indians
Yeah.
hit the lead.
The Indians
today.
might have pulled ahead today.
Of course, then Alex said, well, really, the crossbow has a trigger, so technically speaking, maybe it should go towards the cowboy
scope.
side.
And a scope. So
And a
yes,
scope.
I will go for the
does?
Cowboys.
Yeah.
there.
So
What?
Cut out a bit, and it's fine now.
anyway,
You're moving it.
Well,
Okay,
geez.
Mr. Technical.
It's not Fortnite.
Do you want to run
Yeah,
this?
it's not
Like-
Fortnite. Oh, don't challenge him at that. He will kick your butt on that game. I can guarantee it. He has people contacting him. Hey, will you be on our team so we can play Fortnite?
Oh, it's one of those.
You know, it's true. Don't lie.
Recruiting.
Not denying it.
Exactly. See. But this evening was pretty awesome, wasn't this
Oh yeah,
evening
this
awesome?
it was amazing. So we were just chilling in the blind, just sitting there. Me and our guide son Alex were just sitting there on a tablet playing games.
See, I'm not the only one.
Oh my god.
You play games
I
on
get
the
in
tablet
trouble
too.
for playing
You
games.
look for
Do you
animals.
play Fortnite?
Well, everything was already in. There was a few.
I was trying to convince him. Well, maybe I wasn't openly saying it, but I was like, "Wow, that Eland looks like it would taste really good."
He was trying to shoot the smaller one. He was
After
like,
this, he needs to talk about your bet with the 60-yard. That's gold.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
Go ahead.
There's
Okay,
just there's a lot of animals in there, and then one eland comes in and he's looking at it. It's like he thought it was a young bull, but it was a female, and then that came in, and then the one I killed walked in, and I was like, oh, that's bigger than everything else. So then
What
Alex
Alex-
says, oh shit, we're gonna kill that. And so I get on the gun, it walks by, but there's a female eland behind it, so we can't shoot it. It walks away and then gets on the feeder. There's another eland behind it. That eland walks away. I'm slowly pulling the trigger. He's like, then a warthog walks up right behind it, right under it. And he's like, wait, don't shoot. And it walks away. And he says, okay, shoot. Boom. She's right in the perfect spot. Runs, how far, 50?
No, it was 65 yards.
65 yards.
I actually
Just
range
falls right
it.
over.
Wow.
It was awesome,
Amazing.
and it was a nice. It was a pretty good bull, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, not bad for a beginner.
Not bad for a beginner.
You kill a lot of elands in Africa, but that's one of the best.
Do you get a lot of crossbows here?
It's starting to catch on, yeah.
Huh.
Starting to catch on. It's much easier to shoot in a compact, or a longbow, or a recurve. So.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that wants to bow hunt, they use that instead of
Most states in the
compound.
U.S. it's illegal unless you are a handicapper, have some type of.
It was pretty
Authorization
awesome.
to
I mean,
shoot
this is
one.
the first time that we'd ever gone and shot one, and we did a few practice shots, and then Wyatt started hitting the black dot, and as soon as he started hitting the black dot, Alex was like, "We're green light, we're good to go." Like it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really
Man,
cool.
that thing blows through stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, those are fast.
Pack a punch.
I think
Yeah.
that was
Usually that one.
that's a Barnett, isn't
Barnet, yeah.
it? Yeah.
They're faster than like what my
They
bow?
can. I mean, you can tune them really fast.
Yeah, they're about the same as your compound. They're a bit faster than your compound.
Like
also.
his compound, probably.
Probably the same also.
Yeah.
I don't know what they run.
300,
Also 320,
310 probably.
340.
Yeah.
They might be a bit faster than a normal compound.
They
Yeah,
usually shoot
they're
a
a little
heavier,
faster.
heavier spined.
Bolt, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bit
Bolt.
shorter. Yeah, it's a bolt, but it's a bit shorter, but it's a lot stiffer. What do they call it?
Okay,
Yeah.
so you killed a Tsessebe.
Yeah.
So talk about
so
that.
So my target animal that I had come here for, and this is actually my second trip that I've really been wanting to get one, is a Tsessebe. And everybody says, what's a what?
How do you spell that?
Yeah. It's funky, and that's just the way it is. So I've been to Africa a few times, so I've been fortunate to take quite a few different animals, and this was one of those goofy animals that not a lot of people know about, but I think is totally cool, and it's the fastest African antelope, correct?
Yes.
Do you know approximately how fast that goes? And everybody's looking at me.
About 60 miles.
About 60 miles? About 60 miles an hour? Jeez, oh, cry
Go
me.
ahead, Herman.
Okay, try it one more time.
Welcome. About 60 miles an hour.
60 kilometers an hour?
No, kilometers can be like 85 to 90,
Is it not in this room?
depending on the
No,
terrain.
they don't have one in this room.
You're the first to kill it.
There's one
Well,
in the
I think they've shot 4.
Salt Lick.
They've shot 4 of them so far. So anyway, I actually, like I said, I wanted to do it the last time I was here, and this time it all came together just like it was supposed to.
But they're big. They're not like a real small antelope either.
they're basically meant for running. So they're really got big lungs, big front shoulders, big feet in the front. I mean, they are just
But it's bigger than like a pronghorn, right? North
Oh
American
yeah,
pronghorn.
way
Yeah.
bigger, way
Yeah.
bigger than pronghorn.
I need to see a picture.
So we need photographs. That's reality.
Do you have it?
So
On the
it
charger.
was pretty awesome actually when we saw them for the first time. It was about 350, 400 yards away, and so we ducked back into the bushes and we kind of made a closer stalk on it and got to within a couple hundred yards, and it was actually straight on towards us. I mean, it saw us, and Alex was like, "Shoot it." I'm like, "It's a frontal shot," and I'm on sticks, and I'm thinking, "Okay, I can pull this off." And it was looking at us, and I was thinking, it's a fast animal. I was thinking, it's just going to be my luck that the suckers are going to bolt.
He's gonna spin.
And he'll be gone, and we won't find him for we won't find him this whole trip, right? And so I kind of closed my eyes and squeezed the trigger, and it all went out really well.
That's one way to do it.
You just admitted to that, and you work
Well,
for
I
who?
took a deep breath, and I started my easy squeeze, and maybe as I was squeezing, my eyes might have started getting a little squinty.
Squinty.
But it was a perfect frontal shot. Hit him just where I said I was going to hit him, and he went about 35 yards and
Piled up.
piled
Beautiful.
up. So, and
It's
it
a
is
beautiful sight.
it's an awesome animal. It's way
Honestly.
cool. It's totally different. So, copy.
I agree.
There we go.
Herman, what's it like
true.
been hunting with these two?
Yeah.
What's it been like?
Well, with the...
Are we going to talk about the hour and a half break that they had? I'm
no,
just
no,
curious.
no.
Wait,
Let's,
why?
There is an age restriction on these programs that we have to.
There's an age restriction
Yeah.
on the programs.
Yeah.
Well, but
Or
is there?
18 or something like that. So
Oh, okay. So
We should
but
be
we
okay.
can edit anything out. Not that we will, but we can. You know,
It's an
but
option.
It's an option. So, okay. So we'll let you take over about that hour and a half break. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it was wonderful having a couple like this over here, Meredith and Derek. Just seeing how she supports him in his hunting and the ideas that he had, and how he shows her how to shoot her bow, and then she actually shoots better than him.
Yes, it's from the horse's mouth.
Well,
I'll go with that.
I guess we've heard it.
Good job, girl. Good job.
That's what the PH says, so it's got to be true.
So I'm always on about everybody that didn't hunt before, or they didn't have the chance, or the education about how to hunt, why we hunt, and what shot placement on different animals is like. She really took to that shot placement book. She studied it. Her first shot on that blaze book was perfect. So her experience of killing her first animal, African animal, was just wonderful. There it was, one shot, it's dead. We had the meat, it's in the
Game
salt.
over.
Wonderful experience for her. And sure, today, she took a kudu. One shot, perfect. What else do you want?
That's what you want.
I
Every
want
time,
another
one shot.
kudu steak for dinner.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's
Okay,
good.
sorry.
I want Eland.
Oh, well, we want Eland too.
We're going to contemplate which is the best between those two.
That's true.
Honestly,
We
I
can
want
try.
zebra.
Right now, we
No,
know
game's
kudu
not.
because that's what we've had.
Right now, he knows Eland.
We haven't ate any zebra.
Well, I tell everybody the reality is, in my opinion, the best African antelope to eat is the eland. And I have to tell everybody, and I said this to the group earlier, somebody has got to friggin' kill one of these things and do it early so we can eat it often instead of having to wait to the end and only getting to eat it once. So, Wyatt, good job. We're going to have some eland steaks, even though you shot a big one instead of the
We just
small
got to
one
figure
that
out
I
how to
wanted.
get 50 pounds of that in our luggage.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do that.
We
And
can make
not
biltong.
get caught.
Jerky,
but
like you call it.
Yeah, we can make some jerky.
You're
huh?
allowed to just bring jerky home?
No.
But it's preserved.
But maybe we'll be home after this airs, so we might be okay.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's going to be hard to smuggle anything back
Meredith
to the
got
States.
us thrown in jail, and we didn't even know how that happened.
She's been trying to sneak stuff.
I'm
Blood
collecting
diamonds.
things. I'm
You've been
collecting
collecting
things.
things.
All her
Dave, you're
rocks
back.
that have-
We were talking about you a minute ago, Bang Bang.
Bang,
Bang, bang, bang.
bang, bang, bang.
The game's about
Bang, bang.
Just squeeze the trigger.
When in doubt, shoot. You were supposed to shoot only twice, Dave. You lost me $50. Thanks, buddy.
I'll go back to the room. and
Shoot
get
that
25.
pig. Boom.
I'll pay my half. Of
You'll pay your half of my debt. I appreciate that, buddy. Wyatt will collect that from you, please.
You won't get it.
I know. I'm
He's
okay
going
with
to
that.
take it.
Wyatt, what can you shoot for $25?
I don't know. He'll
I
add
don't
it to
know.
the
I'll take
collection.
$25 though. You
Probably a
want to
jackal.
get
Should be some jackal around.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Should we go be social with the rest of the group?
We
and
probably
end this?
should. We've been anti-social for a while. They keep walking by
How
to.
would a guinea hen cost? I give you one for $25. I'll buy it for you.
I was told I could shoot as many as I want with a judo point. So
With a what?
actually, a judo,
Judo point.
I had like 8 of them lined up one morning, and I wanted to slap a judo one, but I was afraid if I like shot the concrete block, it'd tear my arrow up.
A judo point.
So I have
It's just a
shattered
game point.
Yeah.
7 arrows,
Has it been
Really?
here?
3 days.
7?
You brought
had
extra,
I
3?
have
right?
5 arrows left. I brought 11, and I brought her.
Just shoot
9.
her arrows.
But he brought me
Not
9,
through
but
my
all of them
bow.
are fine.
No. Oh, yeah, they're
Both
true.
of her kill shots.
One of them
the
hit a
arrow-
rock, and it's like a tiny bit
Yeah,
bent,
but he
they
took his
filed it
Leatherman
down.
and filed it, and
Yeah.
it flies straight.
Just the
Works on
broadhead, or
Yeah, just the
oh,
broadhead.
yeah, you're fine.
Mine are- mine
just
are
put your
plenty of
broadhead on it if you
shattered.
need to. Yeah,
Yeah,
as long as
mine-
the arrow's still intact.
Lucas, I'm sure that judo point will work on a pheasant or a guinea fowl. That's gonna be.
Oh yeah.
That would be
Well, I'd
great
say we
video
had-
footage.
You've got
We
to
were
be a good
sitting
shot,
there.
though.
We were sitting there, and Petrie's like, "Man, I bet you could get 7 on one shot right there." And I said, "I got the judo point, but my worry was I would blow through them and I'd blow my arrow up, and I'd probably need all my arrows on this trip." So
See, my thought would have been,
I've
who
already-
the hell needs
I've
a
busted
judo
up
point,
2.
man? That's
Yeah.
the reason we got broadheads. I'm going to go through a couple of them.
Yeah, and he's got a gun. If I run out of arrows, hey, let me see that 6.5 with the suppressor.
I brought a couple extra guns, so I mean, we
Yeah, I
can
don't think
always
we're gonna
take
run
care
out of lead here.
We'll never run out of lead.
So should we explain what like a pH is and like who Petrie and Herman are?
We can.
I mean, I don't know if people know if they're going on a safari.
Oh, we're talking about that.
I mean,
That's
I
a
don't
good
know.
Yeah.
I
She's
didn't
got
know.
a valid point. So
She didn't know that a PH could sit with you and then leave and say he's going, and not even say anything, and then be gone for an hour and a half.
and
she
then why
was
did he
freaking
leave?
out.
I understood there was a reason why he left.
Herman's
Something
got
about-
stuff to do.
You left to give them a little time alone. Is that what I understood?
Bow chicka wow wow.
There's no cell phone signal out here in the bush, so you have to climb a tree, maybe one of the tallest one you can see. I saw a big marula tree, big nice branches like the ones leopards normally use to draw up a carcass. So I got up there, got good signal, and soon enough the calls were coming in faster than I can make them.
Yeah, all the text messages from everyone
And the
hammering stuff,
warthogs were coming
whacking
in,
and stacking.
I was like, I think
You know what
that's
they
a
say?
female.
When they leave you alone in the bush, then you can do whatever you want.
I know. He's like, should I shoot it? I'm like, I think you have to wait.
I was like, no, definitely a female.
Yeah, they were
had
females.
some really big teeth though. So,
Yeah.
what's the rule on that? Do people ever shoot female warhogs? Because their teeth seem to be
All the ones I've seen have been bigger teeth, but
bigger
they all
teeth.
they're all
But if
wet
we're
sows
doing
though too. So
oh yeah.
These
they all
are-
have piglets.
Yeah, they breed about 4 piglets a year. So taking out your sows is not a good idea. There's always males coming in.
Yeah,
It's
to
the
breed
bigger
the
males.
sows. So yeah.
So you'll have males coming in from the border properties.
So in other words, the
Because
more
pretty
females,
sure, looking at my brother's
It's a girl.
warhog, I'm pretty sure he killed a girl.
that's awesome.
A girl
No,
zebra
it's like-
and a girl.
Yeah, they're round. You're right.
Well,
It's
listen,
round.
we're not going to
Yeah.
talk about
I'm just
girl
saying,
species
my
because,
brother-
you know, Gibbsbuck tend to...
Do you ever do that? Like, you're like, hey, my brother, or if you have a
Friend.
brother, killed something and you got to kill something bigger. My elk, and I was
Oh.
like, I need to kill at least a 335
I knew
bull
this was a thing. I knew
because
it.
my brother killed a 332. So I was like, dude, is
The
this
goal
one, this
is-
it's got to be bigger. So I'm like, this warhog, nah,
you
it's
guys
wider,
measuring
it's-
things, it's like, come on.
It's a guy
I'm like,
thing.
oh, my brother
We
came
knew.
here. He killed a female zebra. I got to
Measure
kill a
some
male.
things.
You have
I
to
knew,
start
I
somewhere.
knew that's why the zebra was a thing. I knew it.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yep.
Oh.
And then
I
I'm
don't
like,
know what
hey,
they're
my
talking
brother
about.
didn't kill a wildebeest. I'm killing a wildebeest.
Yeah, that's why you were like, I really want a kudu or a
Nyala.
Nyala because your dad didn't. I know
Yeah,
it.
my dad really wants to kill a
See?
Nala.
Inyala.
Nyala.
NY.
So back to I don't know how we skipped on to all of these subjects. Professional hunter
What's a
is
pH again?
PH, professional hunter, and that's the person that takes care of you, guides you, gives you good advice on hunting here in Africa. In other words, shoot in the crease, not shoot
In the crease.
not shoot where we normally shoot as Americans, which is behind the shoulder.
And it's different in America to be like a guide. All you need
Yep.
to do is get license and bond. You don't have to take any tests.
He
some
has taken
states.
so many.
In
All you
some
got to do
states.
is
Yeah.
pay some money.
Yeah, pay some money
and bribe
then
a couple of
you
people
have a
in the
good
states, and
ranch.
you're good.
You have a good ranch you can hunt on, and then you're a guide.
Here it's so different.
Here you got to take photography lessons.
And
And
first aid.
First, you got to
And
do
then
all
you got to
kinds of
go
stuff.
into the ordinance, the rules of the country. That's a tough one. And then you got to go to birds, trees. You got to know everything. So becoming a PH or a professional hunter is really a passion that you had for life, and then pursuing it, knowing that this is not the big dollar, but this is your passion in life.
Yeah.
Most people have opportunity. Some of their relatives own property and land, so they've got to manage it, and that's a perfect job to go into. It teaches you a lot about it and what to do and not to do, and keeping the client safe at the end is there, and keeping him
Most
out of
important.
trouble.
Well, and it's helped me too having him because I asked him a lot of questions because I was not a hunter, and so like asking, okay, what's this? Why is this okay? Like, you know,
And he helps me out because she'll ask me something, and I'm like,
You just kill it. You just kill it. I don't
ask
know.
him.
Yeah,
Like,
shoot it. Shoot it. We'll figure it out later. How much was that? I don't remember, but we'll
No, but
figure it out later.
yeah,
Those
he
are just
helps.
details.
He helps so much. He's like, this is this old, and this is why, and blah blah blah. And
Trying to
I
manage
need
the
that.
herd.
Yeah, and I need to know that because I
Yes.
care. So
It's like
And
I said,
have-
if they
Women is
let
different
us sit in a blind by ourselves without a pH,
Oh my God,
it would
we'd
be
kill everything.
it would be an
Yeah.
ugly
Like,
sight. It would be
we'd shoot
I
the
hope it's not
2-inch
my property.
Steinbuck, and we'd be like, "That's a monster!" And they'd be like, "Oh, dude,
It would be
that's
death.
not even supposed to be shot."
It's like how many
a
eland
brand
could you
new
shoot
baby.
in one day? I'd be out of arrows if that was the case. So
Yes.
And that's
For sure.
and,
That's
and I
what I
love
was
that.
asking earlier when we
Don't
were
get me loose
with
on
the
the
thing.
Impala.
That was a pretty good one, Wyatt.
Yeah, I
we
was-
were asking.
I was asking Alex, our PH, because a bigger one came in, but it wasn't like as big as the one I killed. And I was like, so how do you know? How do you like number it
do you
and
judge
see,
it?
Yeah.
and see how old and how young. and
estimate the length of the horns and those things.
And it was really interesting how he answered it. I can't really explain it because it was kind of detailed, but I kind of got how he did explain it.
Yeah, he was talking about mass, and it's funny because back in the States we do that for deer and elk, right?
Yeah, we
after
put a number on them.
After you've hunted them a while, you're like, okay, this is this, and this probably is how old that is, and that you learn that over time.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for them. I mean,
If
the
kids
difference.
could go on a summer camp or something. Over here, when I was about 13, I went on a junior course. They taught you everything about animals and how and why we hunt. The next year, following is a senior course. You hunted your first animal with a senior hunter. You made sure that you had that first opportunity and made it worth the time. I wish more pupils could do that.
Yeah. Well, that's really
Answer
important.
a lot of questions for them.
Yeah.
It's really important. I mean, and it really is. It's management of the herd. I mean, you don't want to shoot the youngest thing. That animal has time to grow and pass its genetics on.
Yes.
When we were talking about dry cows in regards to Gimsbuck. There gets a stage where they get so old
They're
they
sterile. They can't produce
Yeah.
anymore.
That's what Petrie was just telling me about giraffes. Cause I'm like, how could you shoot a giraffe? And he's like, well, at age 12, they become sterile. But if it's like the man of the whatever his
bull
thing, then he will still scare off all the other men.
Yeah.
And so for 6 years till he dies, there won't be any more generations like coming. So that's why you should get rid of it, because then
You need new genetics.
yeah.
And that's the reality. I mean, a big dominant bull, even if it's past
So how do
its
you
breeding
feel about
prime.
me and a giraffe?
No, you can't kill a giraffe.
All right, just checking.
I got a recording earlier that says you could do no wrong and you can,
You
do,
can do
whatever
whatever
you
you
want.
want.
And she will do whatever you say. So,
But I'm
buddy,
going
you
on
and I can.
record, she won't let me shoot a giraffe.
No, his life will
What
be in
about the
Or what
jeopardy.
if it's time for that big giraffe to go?
You just got to come back to Africa again, Derek.
I don't know. That makes me sad. Like, just let it
You should not be there.
live. I don't
We can
know.
eat.
See,
How cool
so
is that table, though?
No, I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous.
Oh my God! How cool is that
freaking-
mount over there? I
No.
mean,
That could be in your
ridiculous.
guys' front
that
room.
is freaking
Sit down
awesome.
at the
I
room.
don't like that table.
It's ridiculous. No, that
Just
would
saying.
never have that table.
Well, I would totally have that mount up there. Oh, my dad actually has, and the skull next to it. My dad's is way cooler
No.
than that one.
I'd cry every time I look at that if that was.
and you'd be like,
Well, wait a second.
That's cool.
When she cries, does that make her emotional, and does that end up being to your benefit sometimes?
Well, would it be better if that animal just rotted out in the field?
Yeah.
And became dust
Yeah.
again? You're
Like if I
giving honor
found
to it.
that skull, like, and I'd be like, oh, cool, a
No,
skull.
but what if?
No.
True.
But
True.
what if now no
If
one
you
can
found
eat
it,
it,
maybe
and no
died of
one,
disease.
and he's dying
But-
because
Died
of
natural
this?
causes.
They say
That's it.
giraffes stink and they're nasty.
age.
Like the
Yeah, you
meat.
could try to
But
hunt
you
it
know how much
last year.
meat that is to
Take it,
feed
honor
A
it.
village
people?
or whatever, sure. Like if it's
Something
if I
back to
know that,
conservation.
like if I know that other people are going to benefit, then yes.
Well,
then
I'm
there
pretty
you go. You got yes. You
But
got yes.
no, but no.
no.
Husband will benefit.
I heard
A
yes.
husband would
You got yes?
benefit.
Yeah.
I heard a yes. I
No,
did-
listen, like if he shot
What?
it, I'd be like, good for
Can you
you.
get a wife like that as well?
Yeah. We all heard a yes, Meredith. I'm sorry.
I mean, otherwise it could die, like that kudu they found today that died of old age.
That was a
Wait,
bummer.
they found a
What
kudu?
was that?
I wish I
It
could
was a
have that.
Wait,
diker.
where was it?
Steambuck.
It was a steambuck.
They found a
Not too far.
steambuck and a kudu.
Yeah, the
Big
first
one.
cold is coming in now, and it's a very dry year. Last couple of years was very dry, so the older animals are taking it hard now. If we have rain now during the winter, a lot of them is going to go down. It's nature's.
I mean, the Steinbuck, and it's something that that one right behind you up on the wall, which
You're right,
people
Steinbuck. Yeah.
people can't see it, but the one that we found today was better than that. And it had one horn that was forward, one horn that was back. And literally, in the
amazing.
morning we were driving, we drove right past the spot. Not that we were looking, but we didn't see it. And then on the way out, the tracker looked over and Jewel and said, "Hey, it's dead." And I mean, he walked over there and picked it up, and it was literally still loose. So I mean, it hadn't
He hadn't been expired too long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We can't have lions running around all the time. You know, we've got to take care of the people that want to see the ecosystem and the nature. So we're the apex predator. We really have got to manage it in the right way.
Yeah.
Do you have any lions on there?
Yes, there's lion farms and big conservation
No, but
properties.
here, like at all, or
There
no?
would be free roaming lions coming through from Botswana and places like that. We're on the
leopards.
Botswana border.
They've had
Yes,
leopard on the
tons of
property
them.
that killed some of their black impala, which
Hey,
is
tons.
Yeah.
They're so
Hey, I'll kill
elusive, you'd
for one
never
of
know
them
the
for
number
sheep.
of leopards in the area.
Wyatt's volunteering to shoot
Wow.
one. Yeah,
I'll
you're
kill one for
second in
cheap.
line on that one, big boy.
I'll
I hate
beat
to
you
break
to
the
it
bad
then.
news.
I'll
Keep it
beat
in
you
the
to
paper.
it.
So, anyway, we probably should go be social and
Yeah,
plan
we've been
on
on
doing
an
another
hour.
one.
It's been an hour, if you guys believe that or not.
Well, you're
It was an
welcome.
honor.
Has
No, I
it?
appreciate it. Thanks for telling us your story. How exciting. Come
Thank you
all the
for
way to
having me.
Africa and kill your first animal.
That is amazing.
And
And I was
it's
like,
not-
it
you're
only
not
took
done
him.
yet.
It only took him 13 years of marriage, or
And you're
of
not done
being
yet.
with them.
13 years of marriage?
Well, 11 years of marriage, 13 years of being together for him to get me to kill something. And
Our
it had to be
first-
That's
Africa.
impressive.
Our first date,
Hey,
though, what
drinks
happened
on
our
you.
first date
Our first date.
that I took you hunting? What happened? It was a cool story.
Oh, so we went dove
It's
hunting.
never happened to me again.
No, it
Ever.
was dove
Or
hunting.
before.
It was dove, and he was shooting, and he shot
First
it, and
dove that came
literally
in, high flyer.
caught it in
shot
his hand.
it, and it came down, and I caught it.
And I was like, "Wow,
I
that's
was
cool."
like,
And I was like, "I bet that
right in the
happens
back.
every time." He's like,
Absolutely.
"So cool."
He's like, okay, I got your number.
Yeah. It's like, that better
Those
happen
of you
again.
that can't see, the man's over here, brushing up, looking all studly.
I'll remember that tree.
The red beard man.
Yeah.
It worked. She's still
Although
with
he
me.
probably didn't have a beard
I have
then.
to try that.
He definitely did not grow
He's
hair until he
probably
was like
clean
25.
shaven. And
Goals for you, Wyatt. 25.
Goals.
cool, guys. Well, thank you. Herman, thank you.
Appreciate
RNA
it, Lucas.
from Eland Safaris here in
South
South
Africa.
Africa, Limpopo region.
We're going to sign off, and I'm sure we're going to do a few more podcasts while we're here. We'll leave the gear out. So, Wyatt, after you shoot your, what's next? Crocodile?
Oh,
I
Derek, you
wish.
gotta get one.
They're working on
I'll
it.
pay you back. Come on.
I'll pay you back.
I'll pay you back.
How
He's
much
looking
is
for
it,
loans.
Wyatt?
He needs a loan.
Wyatt, how much is it?
I don't know. I'll have to ask Alex. I'll
see the
probably get a
permits
better
first.
deal.
You'll get a better deal.
Then
He
it's
will.
dead.
Anyway, we'll
He gets the family discount because of being here so many times.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I still have to pay for everything.
I don't blame
And then
you,
I have
though.
to pay his.
$100 for a warthog. That's a good deal.
Wait, what are warthogs? How much are they?
We stopped there.
He slipped it.
They don't. Yeah, you're not supposed to
he
tell
just-
secret deals. But it only had one tooth, so I mean,
That's a big one too.
Wyatt
Though.
put in the promo code. Eland Safaris got his discount.
ElandSafaris.com promo code number.
Expedited shipping.
Friends with Wyatt,
Yeah,
Sent the
Friends with Wyatt.
375 right through it. Oh no, that was the.
but I'm with him. I'm with Wyatt.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with him. Yeah, that guy right there. Yeah. How much is it? Oh, that was twice as much.
Okay, we're going to sign
Okay.
off, and
For the 17th time.
Hopefully,
there will be
Brandon
more stories
be
told
here
in the next
soon.
couple days. Brandon will be
If
here, and then we
Brandon
can all
doesn't
eat
show up,
dinner.
I'm going to bed. We'll eat tomorrow.
I don't know. It depends on what he's making. If
That's
he's
true.
making
If it's
like
cereal for
Eland.
zebra
breakfast.
or eland, we're going to have to try
Pretty
it.
good eating up.
Oh,
All
there
right,
we go.
guys.
Signing off.
Ciao.
Bye. Here he comes.
Hey,
Johnny knows all about these.
Johnny knows all about these.
And why is Johnny running out the door right now?
Johnny, put your clothes back on.
We need.
Gosh almighty, these Africans.
No, it's going to be like this with him on there.
What? Are you saying I'm loud? You wouldn't say that out loud.
His
would you?
voice carries.
I didn't say that about you. I said that about.
Oh, about him? Oh, well, he's not your guide. You don't have to worry about it.
You leave our PH alone.
Hey, we can pick on him all we want.
By the way,
Look,
you'll be on target tomorrow.
look at those pants he's got on. And I understand he has some really good... Hey, let me see those skivvies.
Underwear.
Yeah, well, you
Johnny.
know. Johnny, how are those socks?
Johnny, let's see your chonies.
Come on, Johnny. Show them off. How are your socks? Let's see your socks. Oh, they're rolled down? Oh, they still look comfortable.
Chonies.
Who wants the microphone? Anyone outside?
Somebody's
How
got to
was your
take the
first
mic.
day wearing First Light?
I tagged them in my Instagram and I said, "You need to make longer pants for women, please." And they responded. They said, "Thank you so much for the comment.
Hey, listen.
And we will talk to our design team." And I was like, "Thanks, but I really like that they're stretchy."
Comfortable.
They're very comfortable.
Killed some good stuff.
Okay,
in
wait a
those.
second. Before we start, here's one more cheers.
There's really no start. We're starting now.
Oh, we already started.
Yeah,
It's already happened.
We
You know
haven't.
how- you know how
wait
I
a
am.
second. We haven't done our.
Wait, you can't be on a
Cheers, Aaron.
podcast
God,
drinking
She's
water.
drinking water.
Yeah.
Would you say
Healthy.
something? Make sure your mic
Can you
works.
make her
Wyatt,
a
it
drink?
does.
Wyatt needs a drink,
Huh?
I think.
It does.
What
yeah,
does?
it does.
The mic.
Say- okay, you're 4. I got to turn you up because I can't hear you.
Oh, it's probably just me being quiet.
Him and Derek will be mute.
Derek.
They'll be mute.
Or
If you give me
That's
alcohol,
actually pretty
I'll
good.
get
Here, try that
loopy.
one.
Bob, I'll take one, please. Thank you.
What is it?
Please and thank you.
Light?
Just a light. I'm a light drinker.
That's dangerous, huh?
He says, oh, that's what I say. If you taste good, it's not good.
Yeah, it tastes good. It's not good.
This
it's
is
dangerous.
why that tastes bad. I stay away from it.
Always the way it goes. So First Light responded to you?
They did on Instagram.
That is awesome. We
Good
actually
for them.
did a First Light hat photo session
Yes, we
Nice.
on
did.
Wyatt's big Eland that he whacked and stacked
Yes,
today.
we did.
Thanks, babe.
Oh man. Okay, so we're back in now. Okay.
Vodkas,
Bob, you're a
cheers.
fine man
Meredith
and a
has got
scholar.
hers.
I say that too. He said the same thing.
Look at that.
Look at that.
At that.
That is
Just
yes.
look
Look
at
at
it.
that. Look at that.
Look at it.
Just look at that.
What is that?
Look at that. What is that? No,
That's
it's
a
look at
South
that.
African specialty.
That's a South African.
That's it.
In other words, brandy and Coke. It's just the way it is. South African. Look at that.
Have you drank that whole bottle yet?
It's like, this
Meredith.
is the second bottle.
Why are you looking at that?
I know I need to
Why?
drink that.
You need to drink that. Don't look at it. Just
I need,
drink
a,
it.
I need a
Second
straw to be
bottle
gone
is
in a
Oh,
second.
it's just a straw?
There's still brandy left in that bottle.
That's true. There's still
You should
brandy
taste
left in the
this.
There's
bottle.
not much
It's
whiskey
good.
left, though.
So Lucas, I mean, we really. Oh, see, Wyatt.
See, you got to figure out how to drink
You gotta
and keep the
be able to-
microphone close.
Other hand.
Okay, hand that microphone to that gentleman right there.
Here, hold that for me. Just thank you. Good
No,
job.
well,
Oh,
that
here.
gentleman.
Yeah, come here.
Oh yeah, it hurts. I can't talk today.
I can't talk in the blind. It's blind. He's blind. He can't see anymore.
Hey, there's no zebra poop.
Is there any zebra poop around here?
No more zebra poop. I'm sick of my sinuses hurting from smelling that.
Can you hold this for me?
That's why we spend money on
Quit being
camouflage.
a wuss. You know that guy talks more than anybody I know, and
Yeah,
you
get him in a
You
blind.
get him in a blind, he goes naked.
It goes naked.
It's the zebra poop.
What's with the naked thing?
Zebra poop makes you go quiet, right?
Zebra poop makes him strip his clothes off?
You know what you should do? You should
No,
snuff.
that's
It
tequila.
brings back your voice.
Yeah.
I can't say that on a podcast.
You can say whatever you want. We're in Africa. What happens
Yeah.
here stays here.
You know the good thing about
Still goes
Africa,
on the air.
right?
Oh, we're
mean-
recording, Bob.
What happens in Africa stays in Africa.
Better than Vegas.
Better than
Vegas
Vegas?
is overrated.
Except for malaria.
Stop. Yeah, that's true. Or any STDs that may or may not be in the encyclopedia that you could translate from.
What's that? I don't understand what that is.
Okay.
That means don't mess with Are you live now?
No,
we're
we're
just
not. We
talking.
hold this.
We're just talking.
Just hold it.
Oh, he does have a voice. He snuffed. There you go.
He.
Hey everyone, this is Lucas Paw, host of the RNA Outdoors podcast. Please check out Podbean and iTunes. If you have an iPhone or iPad, go to the podcast app on your device, search for RNA Outdoors, and hit the purple subscribe button. When doing this, it will automatically upload when new podcasts are loaded, and they will download into your queue. For Android users, you can access the podcast through Podbean, Stitcher, or use our website, www.rnaoutdoors.com/podcast. In addition, under the RNA Outdoors podcast channel, please leave a review and a 5-star rating. These reviews help boost our popularity and outreach. You can also follow us on our social media outlets, Twitter at RNA Outdoors, Facebook, RNA Outdoors, and Instagram, Rod and Arrow Outdoors. All links are in the show notes as well. If you like what you've heard, we hope you'll pass along our channel to your friends and colleagues. Keep up the good fight. We cannot sit by and watch the public lands devoted to wildlife protection wither away. There's simply too much at stake. Make your voice heard, speak up, and get involved with conservation efforts, and know that every little bit helps. As we say on the mountain, go farther, stay longer.